In 1964, television invited America into the strangest house on Mockingbird Lane, where Frankenstein's monster was a devoted father, vampires worried about family problems, and the only unfortunate relative was a perfectly normal blonde. The Munsters lasted only 2 seasons, yet reruns turned its cast into permanent pop culture favorites. Behind the laughter, however, their lives included typecasting, illness, addiction, career reinvention, and painful personal losses. Let's revisit 11 memorable performers and what happened after the doors of 1313 Mockingbird Lane closed. Yvonne De Carlo gave Lily Munster old Hollywood glamour, calm authority, and enough warmth to make the bizarre household feel genuinely married and domestic. Her decision to accept the sitcom was deeply connected to hardship. Husband Bob Morgan had been catastrophically injured during How the West Was Won, leaving the family facing medical expenses and financial pressure. After the Munsters, De Carlo returned to films and stage work, including Broadway. She died in 2007 at age 84 after years of declining health. Al Lewis played Grandpa with manic enthusiasm, wicked humor, and complete pride in being a vampire. And unlike some actors trapped by one character, he embraced the connection for the rest of his life. After acting slowed, Lewis opened a Greenwich Village restaurant, hosted radio, and even ran for governor of New York. His later years were physically difficult. Complications from a 2003 angioplasty led to bypass surgery, a coma, and major amputations. He died in 2006 at age 82. Beverly Owen originated Marilyn Munster, the beautiful niece whose monster relatives sincerely believed she was the family's unfortunate-looking member. Yet her time on television ended almost as quickly as it began. Unhappy living far from the man she loved, Owen left after 13 episodes to marry producer John Stone. Their marriage later ended, and she gradually moved away from acting, eventually earning a master's degree in early American history. Diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2017, Owen died in 2018 at age 8. Pat Priest stepped into Marilyn Munster after Beverly Owen's sudden departure and made the transition so smoothly that many viewers barely noticed the replacement. Her biggest disappointment came when Universal excluded her from the 1966 movie Munster, Go Home, replacing her with a younger actress, a decision Priest later described as devastating. She eventually left acting, restoring and selling homes instead. In 2021, she was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin lymphoma, but later entered remission. Now 90, she still occasionally meets fans. Fred Gwynne made Herman Munster enormous, childlike, and unexpectedly tender, turning frightening monster makeup into one of television's most lovable fathers. The popularity came with a price. Afterward, Gwynne sometimes struggled against being identified almost entirely as Herman and deliberately returned to theater and serious character work. He also wrote and illustrated children's books before rebuilding his film career through Pet Sematary and My Cousin Vinny. He died from pancreatic cancer in 1993 at age 66. Butch Patrick made Eddie Munster mischievous rather than frightening, creating a child werewolf whose pointy ears and widow's peak became instantly recognizable. Childhood fame did not lead to an easy adulthood. Patrick continued acting for a time, but addiction increasingly disrupted his life, and he eventually left regular Hollywood work. In 2010, he entered rehabilitation and has said he has remained sober since. Now 73, he actively celebrates the Munsters through conventions, appearances, and franchise projects rather than running from his childhood role. Mel Blanc gave Charlie the Raven his wisecracking voice, adding another strange personality to the Munster household without ever appearing on camera. The small role was only a fraction of a career that already included Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and Barney Rubble. Blanc had survived a devastating 1961 car crash and coma, then returned to work with remarkable determination. He continued recording beloved characters for decades after the Munsters. Heart disease and related medical problems finally claimed his life in 1989 at age 81. Bob Hastings later shared the voice of Charlie the Raven, giving the sarcastic bird another link to the enormous world of classic television character actors. Unlike performers defined by a single face, Hastings moved easily between live action and voice work. He became familiar through McHale's Navy, and decades later, found a new generation as Commissioner Gordon in the DC animated universe. His career remained active almost to the end. Hastings died from prostate cancer in 2014 at age 89 after 6 years of marriage. Paul Lynde turned the Munsters' extremely nearsighted family doctor into comic chaos whenever Herman entered his examination room. Those appearances came just before Lynde found his perfect national showcase as the razor-tongued center square on Hollywood Squares and his Uncle Arthur on Bewitched. Success did not eliminate personal difficulties. Heavy drinking caused arrests and professional problems, particularly after his own sitcom failed. Lynde eventually stopped drinking, but his health had already suffered. He died from a massive heart attack in 1982 at only 55. John Carradine brought perfect Gothic credibility to Mr. Gateman, Herman's funeral home boss, because audiences already knew that unforgettable face from decades of horror films and westerns. The Munsters was merely one stop in an extraordinary career that ultimately stretched beyond 500 screen appearances. Carradine often accepted low-budget work for financial reasons, yet he never abandoned his love of Shakespeare and serious theater. Even declining health did not completely stop him. He died in Milan in 1988 at age 80 while attending a film event. Thank you so much for watching. The Munsters looked like a monster comedy, but its heart was always surprisingly ordinary. Parents worried about children, relatives argued, neighbors misunderstood them, and everyone eventually came home to the same strange family. The actors' lives after the series were far less simple, marked by illness, addiction, career disappointments, reinvention, and remarkable resilience. Only Butch Patrick and Pat Priest remain with us from this group today. Which resident of Mockingbird Lane do you remember most fondly?